Hey everyone, welcome back. This is part 2 of the DIY planter box. I'll put a link to the actual build of the planter box right up on the right side of the screen. And now you're asking yourself, why part 2? We already finished building the planter box. Part 2 here is to show you how I set up the box, but mainly to go over the hands-free irrigation system that I put in, which makes my life a hell of a lot easier. Alright, so I'm going to start off by lining the box with 6mm plastic. The plastic is really only here to have some sort of separation from the dirt to the inside of the box to hopefully prolong the life of the box. Now, depending upon what you built your box out of, you might not need to line it at all, or you might need to line it. In my case, since this pressure treated wood is safe, comparatively to the old forms of pressure treated wood, it would have been perfectly alright not to line this box. Here, now that I've had the plastic lining in, I'm just going through and putting some slits in the bottom for drainage. Okay, next I'm going to add some branches to the bottom of the box. This is going to help with a few things. So the first thing it's going to help with is it's going to take up some volume on the bottom of the box. The depth of the box is 15 inches deep, so it's a little deeper than is needed for the plants. So taking up some space just reduces the amount of dirt that's necessary. The other thing it's going to help with is it's going to help with drainage. It's going to create more area for the water to seep through and pool down at the bottom before it actually drains out. The last thing it's going to help with is it's actually going to help with the soil composition over time as it breaks down.
All right, you ready to put some dirt in? Okay.
Now, I'm pretty certain there's probably better compost you could add to the box itself, but I'm no expert gardener, and this is what the home center had, so this is what I picked up. I'll see how it works out over time and make changes as needed. Okay, so this is the irrigation kit that I got from Amazon. As you can see by the box, the kit comes with a whole bunch of pieces. This was $15, I believe, so it was definitely worth every penny. And the amount of pieces that were in the kit could easily have done, 6 or 7 boxes the same size as the one that I had. And there's about 50 feet of hose here as well. So you really do get your $15 worth on this kit, so I highly recommend it. I'll have a link in the description below for the exact kit on Amazon. So in order to make the irrigation fully automatic, you will need a timer. So this is a timer I picked up for about $30, also on Amazon. Links below. Now, the installation of the irrigation couldn't be simpler. You're going to run one main line down the length of your box, and then you're going to go ahead and cut that line at each location that you need to run some sort of nozzle off of, whether it's the mist nozzle or the drip nozzle. So in my case, I'm going to put one drip nozzle in front of each plant, and there's 5 plants. So I ran the line down the front of the box. I then went down the line, cut it in front of each plant, inserted one of these T's. To insert the T's, the best thing to do was to use a lighter, hold it on the end there for about 3 seconds. Anything more than 3 seconds and the pipe would start to melt. It's not super heavy duty stuff. Then just simply press it together and move on to the next one. The kit also came with these little stakes you see me putting on here that just helped hold the nozzle permanently in the place it's supposed to be. And lastly in the kit was the attachment needed to go directly onto the garden hose. So just a little compression fitting, and then you can see here I'm now attaching the quick release that attaches to the end of the hose. Okay, now we have to install the brains of the whole system. So we're going to go put the timer onto the hose. Here you can see me pointing to a brass split valve that's on the faucet itself. If you're going to be using your hose for anything else at all, I highly suggest getting one of these little splitters that also has the independent on-offs. It's just going to save you a lot of headache from having to disconnect and reconnect the timer. And here I'm just setting the timer to the water duration that I want. The other thing that's nice about this timer is it does have a manual override. So on hotter days or weeks, if you need to come out and you don't necessarily want to reset the water cycle, you can just simply click that manual override button, select how many minutes you want, and water your plants. Now that you have everything set up, the very last step is to turn on the water and go through each one of your nozzles, whether you use the drip nozzles or the mist nozzles, and adjust them so that you're getting the proper amount of water per each plant. Out of the box, some of these were totally, wide open, spewing water everywhere, and then there was a few that were completely shut. So you are going to want to make sure to take the time to go through and manually adjust every nozzle. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing.